That's correct.
And when you were you apprised that they were able to
Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope everybody had a good night. Say hi, your next witness.
Terrence Dabney.
Stand right here, sir. Face your honor, raise your right hand.
All right, tell us your name first.
Terrence Dabney.
And spell your first and last name for the benefit of the court reporter.
First name Terrence, T-E-R-E-N-C-E. Last name Dabney, D-A-B-N-E-Y.
It looks like, I know that you're doing good and bad at the same time. First, the bad, what happened with your arm?
I rotated up, sir.
Okay. So you probably are going to be up there for a little while, all right? Going to run through some of the various crime scenes with you, some of the various aspects of the investigation. So try to get as comfortable as you can, even with your arm. But I know you're doing good now too, because you're retired, is that right?
That is correct.
Retired from MPD?
That is correct.
How long were you with MPD?
26 years.
So 26 years, let's say you earned it. In 2000, homicide here in Memphis, do you get a case and you're the only person that works on the case? Stays in the investigation.
I do. They'll get you.
You're actually from Memphis, aren't you?
I am.
What neighborhood did you grow up in?
I grew up in Claiborne Home, Cascade.
And Claiborne Homes is downtown Memphis.
Correct.
And in the Castelia neighborhood. And we've heard some testimony about Castelia neighborhood. Did you know Dolph at all?
No,
Older, is that right?
older, much older.
All right. November the 17th of 2021. Did you have occasion to be brought in with regard to a homicide call?
I was.
Specifically to an address on Airways, Makita's Cookies.
Correct.
Did you know where that was?
Yes.
What area of town is that?
It's in the southeast part of town, Airway, Getting area.
If I tell you that the call went out at 12:24 p.m. in the afternoon, about what time would you arrive at the scene? By the time you get to the scene, are there uniformed patrol that's already there?
It is.
Are there medical personnel and things like that already there? When you get there, what are your duties?
My duty is to gather fact information from the reporting officers, delegate other investigators to do, canvass the area for video, and just handle process the scene.
When you arrived on the scene, were there people around in the street and everything?
Yes, okay, around.
Were there officers and keep people off the actual house? Does this seem almost like any other that you had been to in your 26 years?
That scene was a lot of people.
You get there, your job to figure out what would you have delegated or any interacted with any of the witnesses?
We investigated to take them down to headquarters, take statement.
And without getting into what these people said, did y'all talk to them? That's correct. And it's also in Shelby County. I'm going to start with the crime scene there. Ten photographs. Just you just look at them. Tell me what.
Officers there processing the scene, broken glass. They have victims' car,
Very good.
or they had camouflage color.
Okay. I'll ask you questions about it afterwards.
This one is the photo of the address to bullet holes.
Okay.
This one is the inside front counter area of Makita's cookie shop.
Okay.
This is another front view of the cookie shop, Makita's cookie shop. We have evidence markers on the ground where we have shell cases along with Corvette camouflage. Other broken glass cases.
At this time, you can just with the next couple pictures, you can place it where you see it and whatever way.
This is I'm just coming back from Makita's cookie shop toward the street that ways with evidence markers with casings on it. This photo is inside the business of Makita's with bullet holes going through the walls and doors. This one is a victim flying on the ground.
Position like that.
Yes, sir.
Do you see evidence of medical intervention on him there?
Yes, he has the bleeds on his body.
When you arrived, were they still trying to resuscitate him or get anything, or was that process over?
The process is already. This photo is a photo inside the cookie shop. We have evidence markers. You have victim's chain that he was wearing inside a flower pot. We have PREO. PRE chalk that on his name is inside out.
For the record, the last picture he looked at has already been marked as exhibit number 3.
All right, this first photo is has been around as the front of the accused cookies with the victim's article of officers in the scene. We'll mark this as exhibit number 28. Next photo is close up on the address of East Cookies 2370, for Market City 29. The next photo is looking around the inside front area of East Cookies, exhibit number 30. Mr. Evans, it's never too late. Any objection to these photos?
Yes, Your Honor, no objections.
The next photo is the front view, of the parking lot in the front of the East Cookies with the evidence markers in the car. Market exhibit number 31.
And you haven't gotten to the photograph yet, but the one we referenced earlier is in that stack. I would renew my objection.
Yes, sir. And I get to it, I'll let you know. The next photo has been described as a closer picture of the front of the East Cookies with several evidence markers and glass and defects to the window. The market exhibit number 32. The next picture is the front of the shop with the victim's car and evidence markers. It's a further view. It's a picture that's taken a little further out. The market exhibit number 33. The next picture is the inside of the building with the picture of the restroom door with the bullet holes in the door. The market exhibit number 34. The next picture is a picture of the victim lying on the ground with the markers of evidence of life-saving measures. Exhibit number 35, and no further record. It's been a previous motion for the court to exclude that picture under Rule 403 and then the defendant still just said, okay. Market exhibit number 35. Exhibit number 36 will be a picture of the inside of the cookie shop with the chain on the floor marked with evidence mark number 53 and several other evidence markers. This is exhibit number 36. The next picture is exhibit number 3. It's already been marked as exhibit number 3. The picture of the charm PRE in the flower pot.
No question, Your Honor.
Anyway,
Mr. Gavin, we're going to show these to the jury and ask you some questions as we go, okay?
Yes.
you need a pointer.
Supposedly, this one right here works. So we'll see. This picture's so blurry on the overhead. Maybe we resume the lights. We're gonna have to go sort of old school.
All right.
On this one, can I have the with the step down? Hold this here. We'll start standing here, and I'm gonna ask you some questions about it, and we can walk down and display it to everybody. Actually, it's about maybe we'll pass them, as I said, to the jury. Okay. It's hard to get a hold of it. But then, or might be held out in this way, okay. Tell me what we're looking at in this photograph here.
This is the front of McKee's cookie shop here. You see the name there. You see officers in the processing the same. That's Adolph Corvette. The camouflage color.
Okay. And I'm interested in this area here in front of the store, in front of this glass window.
Those were bookcases in glass, broken glass.
Okay. And in particular, what kind of shell casings are found outside that window where we see the officers bedded down?
On the outside, we had 40 caliber shell casings. We also had substitute.
Okay. And let me ask you about that. Is that two entirely different calibers?
Yes.
Two entirely different sizes?
Yes.
Is 40 caliber characteristic of a handgun?
Characteristics of a handgun, it is.
And then 7.62, is that characteristic of something else?
Of assault rifle.
That's all right. And did you watch the video obtained from the evidence?
I did.
Is it clear that one suspect is firing at what you would call an assault rifle?
It is.
And is it clear that the other one's firing what you characterize as a handgun?
Mr. Hiring, it never fails that something goes wrong with our tech. Is that your tech person that just came in?
She is.
Can you
We'll see how we do here. I would prefer that we just
Yes.
see.
So we can all see what's going on, because then I'm gonna have to get over there, and Mr. Evans is gonna have to get over there, so.
turn it off and on back. The next one is to kick it, what I do.
Technology is good, but when you get used to it, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, listen,
Oh, that's real good. That's real good.
look, I'm saying, turn it off.
The on and off thing works. Is that picture you're just looking at, right?
We have to,
That's much better.
don't go far.
I was asking about this area right here, is that correct?
Correct.
And you said that we found two types of casings in that area?
Two different types. We had 40 caliber casings, and we got the 7.62.
Okay, 40 calibers handgun casing, 7.62 is that assault rifle casing?
It is.
And this is the victim's car, is that right?
It is.
And this is where we walk in and out of the business?
The answers.
And this is a little side area?
It is.
And later we're going to see the victim line in this little side area, is that right?
That's correct.
The front of the store?
In front of the store with the address 2370 McKee's Cookie Shop. We also have defects in black bullet holes in the glass of the door.
And we'll see this with a later picture, but Leo had to ask you about it. Do we find casings from inside the store where Dolph's brother was firing back from?
We did. We found 9mm.
Okay, that's an entirely different type of handgun too, is that correct? So we have 9mm casings inside the store.
Inside.
We have 40 caliber casings outside the store. And we have 7.62 casings outside the store. Counter area of the store?
Front counter area inside of the business.
For perspective, the cashier's booth or whatever, would they register would be right around here, is that right?
It is.
Mr. Hammond, if you can tell us what exhibit number you're using, please.
Going in order, this is 30. 31. That same outside area, is that right?
Same outside area from a different angle. See the victim's front end of the victim's vehicle, Corvette. And see the glass of the glass is broken out in the front windows with a bullet hole.
Glass broken out here,
Yes.
and bullet holes throughout this glass, right?
It is.
This is the next number exhibit, 32. Closer in.
It's a closer picture of, like I said, the shattered glass, bullet holes, and you have markings on the ground with broken glass, shell casings of the 40 caliber 7.62 round.
And later on, when we see the victim's body, is it going to be in this area here?
It is, right in that area.
And when we see flower pot, like his necklace and things like that, over this area?
For the that building, it is. This view is view that's farther back from the entrance of the business of Peter's on that ground there. It's closer to the street of airways. On the ground, you have evidence markers with shell casings there. And we found 2.26 rounds.
223 maybe?
2.23, I mean.
So if we're going to, I think now we've accounted for all the casings.
Yes.
So let's start from inside the store. There are 9mm casings from Dolph's brother, is that right?
Inside the business.
There are semi-automatic 7.62 casings from one of the shooters.
Correct.
There's 40 caliber casings from another of the shooters.
Correct.
And then there are these 223 casings, and is that a type of semi-automatic weapon
Yes, it is.
from Dolph's brother as he runs out?
That's right.
That's exhibit number 1.
That's 033.
Thank you.
This is 34. What are these things?
That's inside of the business. You have a door, entry door into the bathroom. It leads the hallway that leads to the bathroom. It has bullet holes and shattered glass on the door.
And perspective from inside the store, the register's over here.
Correct, it is.
We're about to see a picture of the victim's body, and it's going to be in the area of this little side area, is that right?
Correct.
And go out of order to exhibit 36. It's just that little side area.
That's the little side area we referred to earlier. We have the flower pot there with his charm off of his necklace. It says PRE. His name is down to the bottom of the photo.
And then
Remarkable victory.
if we were to come this way down a little bit, would we see the victim's body?
We would.
Close up, already marked says exhibit 3, the PRE, that charm or whatever.
Yes.
I'm going to do this one a little different. Families in the courtroom. Officer Downey, if I may publish this to the jury, just myself here.
Okay.
This is a graphic photo, correct?
Yes.
This is a picture of the victim laying there in that area that you just described.
Yes.
He is still as close.
Yeah.
But there's evidence of medical intervention.
Correct.
But that was over. Obviously, by the time of the picture, but when you were there, he was deceased.
Correct.
Exhibit number,
This is exhibit number 35. y'all obtained the videos from out there?
We did.
And were you able to view those that day?
We did.
Let me show you a still shot from the video, ask you if you recognize it.
This is a still shot from the video of outside the front entrance of Makita's cookie shop. It shows victim's Corvette. It also shows a white Mercedes that's pulled in behind the victim's Corvette. It's a two-door. On the Mercedes, you see it has some damage on the passenger side rear. You have two suspects. One is armed with a assault rifle, with a assault rifle. He's wearing a mask over his face, no cotton mask, like wearing a blue hoodie with some sweats, gray sweats, and some shoes in the other one. Suspect, he's wearing a black baseball cap, has Bass Pro on it. Also has his face covered. Has a black hoodie, some gray sweats. Gray sweats has a little, I guess, insignia on it. He also has some dark colored shoes with white on it.
All right. Oh, good. That March 6 numbers of the gun.
The witnesses testified that it's a still shot from the video camera outside Makita's Cookies with two people, one standing still with an assault rifle with hoodie and mask, and another one running with what appears to be a gun in his hand, a smaller gun. Two cars, the Corvette and white Mercedes in the back. Full mark, this is exhibit number 37.
No objection.
Thank you.
It's hard to tell that when I handed it to you, I just said still shot. You look at it like an investigator. Tell me details that I guess matter to you. Is that right?
Yes.
This is exhibit 37. And y'all had this on day one of the investigation, is that right?
We did.
First thing you mentioned, I think, was one shooter with, is that an assault rifle?
It is.
And would that be consistent with the gun that shoots those 7.62 cases?
Correct.
This window, is that the one you saw busted out with the pictures that we just saw?
It is.
With the victim line here?
Yes.
And this be that side area of the store?
It is.
From that first day, y'all would have this image of the suspect with the 7.62, is that right?
It is.
Hoodie, does he appear to be wearing gloves?
He's wearing gloves.
Sweatpants, white shoes, mask.
Yes.
Second suspect, kind of gun here,
Yes.
handgun.
Handgun.
Handgun consistent with 40 calibers that you would have seen here.
Yes.
We're still operating with some blur, but gray sweatpants, is that correct?
That's correct.
Black shoes, white soles.
Yes.
It's better in the picture than it is on the overhead. You said something about the white insignia, is that
like
correct?
a little insignia designer on the sweats on the side there.
Let's get there. I'll put the cursor on it. Covers it up. We'll pass this around in a second. Black hoodie,
Black hoodie.
mask,
Mask.
gloves,
Gloves.
that's our hat.
Go ahead.
Suspect vehicle,
Yes.
what kind of car is it?
It's Mercedes-Benz.
Color?
White.
And you see it better in the photo than on the overhead, but what did you say about this back area?
That's damage to the rear passenger side.
And these details we just went through, were those important to you that first day?
Yes.
And why is that?
So we can, be on the lookout for that type of vehicle with the damage that it has to it.
Okay, because that made that vehicle distinctive.
Stand up.
Would it be fair to say that there's no still shot or camera angle which you can actually capture the suspect's entire faces?
No.
So from the first day, you did not have any type of facial identifications or anything of the two shooters.
So we can have
But you have clothing descriptions,
all the description.
gun descriptions,
Gun description.
and suspect vehicle. I meant to ask this earlier, but it makes sense now. So assault rifle like this can shoot 7.62 casings, is that right? A handgun like that can shoot 40 caliber casings.
Okay.
If I've got casings from that have been fired, and then I actually recover the guns, can I compare casings to guns to tell you, that 40 caliber casing came from that 40 caliber gun?
Yes.
We see that on TV sort of all the time. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that something you do, or is that something that's done by other people?
It's done by other people.
Is it first done routinely by a computer system and microscopes and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's entered into the system that way.
Okay. And then later it can be sent to TBI or FBI or whoever to confirm that?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. In this case, did y'all ever recover handguns? Did you ever recover the murder weapons in this case?
No, we did not come in.
So you never had any guns recovered that matched these shell casings?
Yeah, they match those subjects.
All right, we're going to change locales. We're gonna change locales here to an address, Haven Court, in what used to be the 2-lane apartments.
Yes.
Okay. How was it that y'all became interested in that location?
We were on the lookout for white expedition.
Okay. At some point in this investigation, without sort of saying what the tip was or anything like that, was y'all's attention called to a white expedition?
It was.
And did that cause y'all to go to what was called the 2-lane apartments?
Yes.
And what did y'all do when y'all got the 2-lane apartments?
We watched video.
Did y'all take video of the 2-lane apartments?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the address on Haven Court.
Haven Court, yes.
Okay. I think we do need to play the Haven Court video. We're gonna get that video ready to play for you, Detective Tabney. At the Haven Court apartments, were y'all interested in a particular woman that lived there?
Yes,
And was that Kiana Hopper?
it was.
And is she related to anybody involved in this case?
Yes, it was discovered that she was connected to.
Was it discovered that she was Justin Johnson's cousin?
Yes.
All right, got video ready now. Haven Court Apartments, 1 p.m., 37 minutes. For the record, this is Exhibit 5 that's held open for all the videos, right? Who is this person, detective?
That would be the cousin.
The cousin?
Tiana.
What kind of car is that right there?
And that's the white Ford Expedition.
Kiana?
Kiana approaching the expedition.
Two men out there. Were you interested in those 2 men?
Yes.
Tell me what 2 men.
In the clothing, dark sweatshirt and gray hoodie. The black hoodie with gray sweater. Back to straight up.
Held a tape. Before they leave the Middle East. They arrived 37 minutes after the murder. This is 54 minutes after the murder.
It is.
Expedition's still there, is that correct?
That's correct.
Suspects are still inside.
Still inside.
This Dodge Charger has just arrived.
Tried to arrive and we see one of the suspects come out and walk to the charger. Yeah, you can see.
Charger just sort of repositions with this man came outside, is that right?
Yes. Came out up to the rear of the.
You interested in this man?
Yes.
Sweatpants?
Sweatpants, black shoes, white soles on. Leaning into the car.
He's got bags or something now.
You see how his pants are sagging there a little bit. We have that was something that we look at also.
In the homicide video, as he runs away, we can see his pants are sagging.
Yes.
Can we in fact see the color of his underwear in the homicide video?
Yes, we can.
Is it also blue?
Yes. He gets into it and shuts the door.
yellow article of clothing or something now?
Yeah, it looks like a yellow hoodie. You got,
Is this apartment building here the one that Keanu Hopper lives in?
yes, it is.
In a video of the movie. Around 93 minutes after that. Vehicle here's a Chevy.
It's a Chevrolet SUV, small SUV.
Do y'all get interested in that one too?
We did.
Expedition still there? You had a yellow article of clothing when you left that Charger?
Yes. That's where the one that dude that got out of the Charger. The suspect gets in, Keanu comes up to the driver's door.
The other suspect has walked off camera, is that right?
He walked out of view to the right, of video of it.
Chevy's back.
Correct.
Suspect returns to the apartment complex.
She did.
Suspect returns to the white Expedition.
He did.
The Chevy track still there.
It's still there.
Keanu.
Yeah. Basically, and the Chevrolet.
All right, the Expedition back on and the Chevy track's back on.
Yes.
One suspect and just right.
Yes.
Y'all obtained the video. Interested in talking to Keanu?
Yes.
Interested in her cousin? Interested in the white Expedition? Interested in the Chevy tracks? And who this other person may be? We are going to move. There's one thing I said I was going to do that I didn't do before. The still shot from the actual shooting from 37. We talked about how it was blurry up there, and there were things you were testifying about. And I couldn't quite get the pointer in the right place. And one of those was the fact you said there was a little insignia or something on the left thigh area of the sweatpants of the shooter who has the password out on it. Is that right?
Correct.
If I could pass this around to the jury, Your Honor, it's hard to see them. regard to the videos that we just watched from the two-lane apartments, did investigators make a timeline with still shots from various things in that video?
We did.
Let me pass you this. You could just verify this is in fact that timeline from the Haven Court, what we also call two-lane apartments.
This is said photo of the timeline. First arriving with the white SUV.
Yeah, let me just flip through quick. Does it appear to go from the start to the end?
It does. Okay. Starts again. Another one where Keanu was walked out and walked back to the expedition. Also shows the two suspects getting out of the expedition. And walking towards the front of the apartment complex. So it shows them inside the apartment, one inside the apartment. Also shows the Charger pulling up. Shows one of the suspects walking out to the Charger and getting to the rear passenger side of the vehicle. Shows suspects retrieving plastic, the white bags, then get inside of the rear seat of the Charger. Once he exits the Charger here, he's getting out with the two bags and a yellow hoodie in his hand and walk back toward the apartment complex. This one shows two suspects exiting the apartment complex with one with the yellow hoodie, one with the black hoodie, carrying bags, and Keanu is also with them. They walked up to one suspect walking out to the white expedition. And walked over to the shipping tracks.
Now we pose as a collective exhibit, paperclip it or something that's in order, so we could,
Okay.
could keep it like that.
This is 8 pages of still photos starting on November 17, 2021 at 12:58. Going to November 17, 2021 at 13:56. The market is the collected exhibit number 38.
All right, we're interested in Kiana's cousin, we're interested in White Expedition, we're interested in Chevy Tracks. But is there other stuff going on in the investigation too?
Yes,
This tip coming in with regards to a white Mercedes.
it did.
Does it call your attention to a particular place?
Yes, it,
A small street in Orange Mounds?
yes,
Bradley Street, is that correct?
correct.
1174 Bradley Street. What is at that location?
It's back at home, and when we get there, we observed a white Mercedes parked in the rear. Had damage to the passenger side rear side panel.
And to put this in a chronology, would this have occurred on November the 20th, 3 days after the homicide?
Correct.
And would it be fair to say that 3 days after the homicide, behind that abandoned house on Bradley, y'all found the murder?
We did.
I'll pass you a series of photographs. A couple of them, as you turn them over, a couple of them have been introduced already into evidence. So just read that number. Otherwise, just put them all face down on the table.
This is the abandoned house on Bradley Street.
What neighborhood is that?
It's in Orange Mountain neighborhood in Orange Mountain.
Did you become aware that there's a house across the street in which Mr. Hernandez Govan lived?
Correct. Directly across the street.
Eventually, does Mr. Govan also become a suspect in this conspiracy to murder?
He did.
You place it down.
That was exhibit 9. This photo here shows a closer picture of a vehicle in the rear of the yard parked between brush and trees.
So this vehicle is not parked in the driveway, is it?
No, it didn't. This is a close-up picture of the Mercedes showing the passenger side with the damage, which appears that the vehicle may have been sideswiped or something. It's a two-door white Mercedes.
The damage that you can see in the homicide video?
Yes, that's consistent with it. That's exhibit 10. This photo shows the rear of the Mercedes Benz, which has an Illinois tag, ready to read tag and everything.
You place it down.
This is a photo of the driver's side of the white Mercedes Benz. And this is a photo of taken from outside of the Mercedes Benz on the passenger side to show the inside of the rear seats with a Mississippi DeSoto County tag on the rear seat.
It has like another license plate on the inside of it.
Yes.
Maybe even a couple, we'll see.
Yes. This is a photo of the passenger side of the white Mercedes Benz, which is being processed in crime scene tunnel.
Okay, so y'all take that car from the scene to the crime scene tunnel?
We did. And it also shows damage to the rear passenger side, which is consistent with the suspect given in the video at the keys. And this is a rear shot of the white Mercedes, the trunk area after being processed. Another photo of the Mississippi tag, close-up picture that was in the rear seat of the white Mercedes Benz. And these are photos of two Illinois tags license plates that were located inside of the white Mercedes-Benz.
2 more license plates
Two
inside
more
the car.
license plates, Illinois. Another close-up photo of the Mississippi license plate, DeSoto County. This is for a close-up photo of the white Mercedes-Benz being processed by crime scene. This is the driver's side door of the white Mercedes-Benz after being processed. Has a letter A written on it.
The letters that we're going to see written on it, like A, B, and C, is that something else crime scene people do?
That is. This is a photo of the driver's side rear side panel, which is indicated by the letter B. It's written in yellow after being processed. This is the passenger side door, and after being processed with the letter D written on it. And this is another close-up picture of the white Mercedes after being processed with the letter E written on it. And this is the a photo of the white Mercedes-Benz on the passenger side after being processed.
I'm going to read off those evidence of states next number 2.
No objection.
The first picture we have here is already fixed in front of the number 9. The next picture is a picture of the rear of the Mercedes-Benz parked in a yard, kind of a wooded area. What mark is exhibit number 10, 39. This is where exhibit number 10 comes from. The next photo has been previously marked as exhibit number 10. The next photo we have here is the rear of close-up of the Mercedes with the Illinois tag. We'll mark this as exhibit number 40. The next picture is a close-up of the driver's side of the white Mercedes in a yard. We'll mark this as exhibit number 41. Next picture is the picture of the inside taken from the outside of the white Mercedes, a picture of the Mississippi DeSoto County tag in the back. Exhibit number 42. The next picture is the white Mercedes and what's been described by the witness in the processing unit of the rear damage to the passenger side of the white Mercedes. We'll mark this as exhibit number 3. The next picture, exhibit number 43, maybe. Exhibit number 43. The next picture is kind of a close-up picture of the trunk area. We described it as after processing. It's labeled with the number yellow C, with the letter C. We'll mark it as exhibit number 44. The next exhibit is a picture of the Mississippi DeSoto tag. It's kind of close up. We'll mark that as exhibit number 45. The next exhibit is close up of. We'll mark this as exhibit number 46. The next exhibit is a picture of the Mississippi DeSoto tag. It's up close. It also has right rear seat written on the bottom of it. We'll mark this as exhibit number 47. The next picture is side panel of the white Mercedes, described as crime scene after process, the vehicle after processing is marked with the B, with the letter B in yellow. The next photo is a photo of the driver's side of the white Mercedes, marked with a letter A, described by the witnesses after processing. We'll mark that as exhibit number 49. The next photo is the rear side of the driver's side of the white Mercedes, described by the witnesses after processing, marked with the yellow B as in boy. We'll mark that as exhibit number 50. The next picture is the passenger side of the white Mercedes, marked with the letter D as in dog. After processing is described by the witness. We'll mark that as exhibit number 1. The next picture is a picture of what appears to be the top of the white Mercedes, marked by the letter E. An elephant. We'll mark that as exhibit number 52. And the next exhibit is the picture, the passenger side picture view of the white Mercedes. We'll mark this as exhibit number 53.
States exhibit 9. What are we looking at?
Looking at the front of the house, also on the left side there, you can see back in the wood area, tree line. That's where they park the. That's what we look at. White Mercedes Benz. That's on the
see some homicide detectives walking back here?
Yes, the investigator walked to the
Car sitting back here somewhere?
Yes.
House on Bradley?
That's all right.
The vacant abandoned house, is that correct?
That's a vacant, yes, yes.
We go across the street, I got Hernandez Gomez's house?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Directly across.
I know that y'all have been on video. I've seen y'all, pull it from Cadence, and I've seen you pull it from Tulane. Did y'all canvass this area, this neighborhood, for any possible video?
We had investigators against the area for video, and none was found.
No video on Bradley Street?
No video located.
39.
Again, you can see a couple of investigators, and you can see the rear of them is white Mercedes-Benz parked in the tree, in the bush back there.
40, we're walking up on it.
Closer, image of the white Mercedes with the Illinois tag,
41, driver's side.
driver's side.
42, we're looking inside of it. It has like a license plate inside of it.
Correct. It has a Mississippi DeSoto County license plate on the passenger rear seat.
Exhibit 10.
That's the passenger side view of the Mercedes-Benz. You can also see the damage there going down the passenger side of the vehicle, especially on the rear side down.
So is it fair to say when you see this, you know that you got your car?
Yes.
Do y'all investigate like where did this car come from?
Yes, we've checked again, VIN or license plates.
Did y'all in fact find that the car was taken in carjacking in Memphis a few weeks before this crime?
We did.
Did y'all in fact find that the suspect in that carjacking was Treon Ingram?
Correct.
And I'll say it here, that Justin Johnson was not a suspect in that carjacking.
No.
But car taken in Memphis a few weeks before, suspect Treon Ingram.
Straight on Ingram.
Car makes it to the tunnel?
Correct. That's tunnel.
I call it tunnel, that's where y'all process cars, right?
Correct. It's crime scene investigation.
That is 53, 43, and the tunnel, now we can see that damage real good.
Yes. Damage to the passenger side, rear side now.
We did a series of photographs. I think you said it was processed, like fingerprint dust, stuff like that you talked about.
Yes.
And you said there were letters, that's like an A.
Yes.
Here we have back of the car B, closer up on that. Go, for the record. 48, 44, C, 51, D, 52, E. Various license plates found in the car.
Yes.
45, Mississippi plate, 46, a couple of Illinois plates. 47, close up of that Mississippi plate. Now, processing the car, that's something the crime scene does, is that correct?
It is.
And they try to lift what fingerprints they have for the car, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then they try to compare those prints to any sort of known individuals that may be in the system or whatever it is that they have fingerprints for.
It is.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
And when you were apprised that they were able to lift some prints from the car
Correct.
that they were able to identify?
Yes.
All right. In particular, I want to ask you about these, okay? This is from the 2014 Mercedes. Prints lifted from the right rear quarter panel marked D. So we saw a picture of that, the back of the car,
Yes.
outside.
Outside.
Were found to be the fingerprint impression belonging to Cornelius Smith.
Yes.
Does that become a name you're interested in?
I'm the name we're interested
Because we got his prints on the outside back of this car.
in. Yes.
Prints lifted from the outside left door marked A. I think that's the driver's side. Do I saw a picture of it? Belonged to Kirsten Garner.
Kirsten Garner.
Does that become a name you're interested in?
Yes.
More prints, this one from the trunk lid marked C, also belonged to Kirsten Garner, is that correct?
That's correct.
And then we have some prints lifted from one of those tags, the Mississippi tag
Yes.
that we saw two pictures of. They also belong to Kirsten Garner.
Yes.
And then prints lifted from the rear quarter panel marked B and the outside left door marked A and a brochure, a bank brochure that was found in the car, all belong to Treon Ingram.
Correct.
A name that you're interested in?
Yes.
All right. So at this point, we have found the murder car.
Yes,
We have found Princeton Garner
correct,
and Satrion Ingram.
correct.
Do we also process or attempt to process the car for any DNA? Crime scene attempts to do that.
Yes,
And then if they're able to find anything or think they may have found something, they send that then to TBI or anything like that.
yes, it's set up to you.
Or you're aware of evidence from inside the car,
No, we wouldn't have to find it.
from anybody. Did you become aware in the course of investigation that the car may have been cleaned?
Yes, during the course of that investigation.
Olivia Smith, fingerprints.
Yes,
Kirsten Garner, fingerprints.
correct.
And Triana.
Training.
Triana Ingram.
Yes, we did.
They found him.
No.
Took him in custody.
Yes,
I don't want you to tell us, but as a result of that conversation, did you go back to Memphis and try some more video?
yes, we did.
Not that.
White Mercedes being in a parking garage in crosstown area.
Okay. And did you also receive information about a white look at it of the homicide? Sort of what you want to go in. So let's start with y'all go to the Valero station, park in Island, sort of University of Memphis area in Memphis.
Idea.
Were you able to obtain video?
We were able to obtain the
In that video, did y'all see the white Mercedes?
we did.
Did you see Kirsten Garner?
Yes,
Did you see a car trade?
we did.
A little weird,
Yes,
but you witnessed it on the video.
we did.
And what do we mean by car trade?
We have individuals in one car, get out of that car, and get into the other car that come over in. That person get out of that car, get into the white Mercedes.
So before we watch this video, do we see a Infiniti pull up at the gas station?
We do.
And do we see the white Mercedes pull up at the gas station?
We do.
Do we see interaction between those two cars?
Yes,
Do we see Mr. Ingram, Trion Ingram, go inside the gas station?
inside the business. Yes,
Do we see that there's a person left inside the Infiniti?
we do.
In the passenger side? Do we see Kirsten Garner driving the white Mercedes?
We do.
Do we see him pumping gas in the white Mercedes?
We do.
Then do we see the two cars together pull around to the side of the business?
We do.
And an individual, we see Kirsten get out of the car, is that correct?
Correct.
And another individual get inside the white Mercedes.
Inside the white Mercedes.
Valero video? Start outside. All right, Valero gas station, November 17th. November 17th, 2021, we're at 3:16 a.m. in the morning, 9 hours before the morning.
Yes.
This car arrives,
Yes.
and then what is that?
That's the white Mercedes. Pull it up. To the top. Together, one with one.
craziest things to me about this is how busy a gas station is at 3 o'clock in the morning. Our white person say something.
Getting out of
Do we know who this individual is?
so that was kissing garden.
These guys are coming back to the Infinity. Right. Only one of them got out of the Infinity.
Right.
It's hard to watch both cars at once. Driver gets back in driver's side.
With passenger car.
Because there's somebody in this passenger side of this Infinity.
Yep.
White Mercedes. And Infinity.
And say driver.
White Mercedes.
Yes. Side by side. You can see the truck is exiting
Kissing her.
kissing garden. There you see it into walk around and get into the Mercedes.
Uh-huh. Impossible. You'd agree with me. That's impossible to tell if that's Justin Johnson or not.
Correct.
Correct?
Yeah.
But would you also agree with me? Different than what Justin Gardner was wearing.
Correct. And there you can see both cars. Complete the area.
All right. We also get video from inside. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And we were watching the passenger in that event never got out. Is that correct? So we all at the top.
You got to drive. You see him get ready to enter.
Driver face.
That big tree on Ingram.
That's true. On him. We can stop it. There.
Drive.
And Mr. Ingram exiting and going inside the store.
Yeah.
That there was a front seat passenger of the Infinity who we did not get to see on camera pump.
Right.
Swing around the other area.
Yes.
And then from the distance, video of the driver of the Mercedes getting out and a different person getting in.
Yep.
You said you're interested in the Valero station,
Yes.
and then you're also after going down to Mississippi and meet with Mr. Ingram and said,
Crossing.
what is crossing?
So everything that go Sears, Sears building, department store,
Big old building.
big building, as restaurant.
The crossing guess at the time, one that was living at the Crosstown Apartments. And what was his name?
His name was Justin Johnson.
Justin John, the Crosstown Apartments.
Yes, we did.
The video from the day before the homicide, 11/16,
Yes.
the morning of the homicide,
Yes.
and in those videos, will we see Justin Johnson?
Yes.
Will we see him wearing clothing like the shooter?
We did.
That's pro hat.
That's correct.
Clothing
We did.
with the body damage.
But with the damage.
Will we see him leaving less than an hour before the homicide in that outfit? Expedition.
Yes, sir.
Will we see him arriving in a white expedition?
We do.
And then, will we see him arriving in different clothes
Yes.
and then packing his bags and leaving?
I think, yes.
It's a series of videos.
Yes,
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7 or 8 videos. It's also a series of still shots. If anybody needs a break, maybe now would be the time.
This will be a good time. Yeah. Let's take a brief break, ladies and gentlemen, discuss what you heard in testimony. Just so kind of break it down. 15 minutes.
What's the answer? Recess?
Okay, so I just did this so until I think they're coming back from break. So as soon as you. If there's not anything going on too much, I will stream the YSL trial, but please do the playback and watch it with, some viewers. We can talk live. And I could have watched it while they were on break, but I wanted to catch up from the sea. I started it from the beginning and trying to caught up to this afternoon.
Young?
Yes.
Jury Mount?
You're telling us about Crosstown, is that right?
Correct.
Said there's some apartments there?
Yes.
Said Kiana had a cousin named Justin Johnson who lives there, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Y'all collect the videos?
We did.
Let's start with the lights for me. November 16th, 2021. This is the day before the murder, is that correct?
That's correct.
7:15 p.m. So if we're counting down, 17 hours and 8 minutes before the murder.
That's the white expedition. White expedition.
If you're not familiar here, if you pause it. So that white expedition was going into a parking garage, is that right?
Yes.
That parking garage is this structure right here. Little parking lot here,
Yes.
where cars can also park in. But the actual garage, what we saw the white expedition coming into, was over here.
It is.
Is that right now? And then comes into the building.
Yes.
Okay. And we see somebody here, gray sweatpants, black hoodie. And continue to watch. Inside the building,
Inside of the building.
walk into the door there.
Yes.
White expedition arrives, and then this man comes into the building. And this camera picked him up. There's a bank of elevators back here.
Yes.
There's apartments on the top floors of the buildings.
It is.
Still way back here, the elevators.
Yes.
Stop it there. Okay. All right, here's a man, white expedition, comes into the building, walks to the lobby, gets in the elevator, comes up to the floor. Look, it's floor 8.
Yes.
What floor does Kiana Hopper's cousin Justin Johnson live on?
Which is ID is 808.
Yes.
8.
8th floor. And this man has on black shoes, white soles,
Yes.
gray sweatpants.
Yes.
A little bit on
We have
sweatpants.
a logo inside.
We all recognize that. Nothing was a Bass Pro hat, so right?
Yes.
He's got a phone in his hand, takes a picture or something.
Yes.
All right. All right, we are November 16th, so that's the same day. Now we're at 11:13 p.m. Countdown from the murder, 13 hours and 10 minutes before the murder. It's going to be him coming again. White expedition.
White expedition.
Now we can see that parking garage better. Just like last time, coming in the front,
Yes.
going to walk to the elevators. And obviously, between last time, which was a few hours before this, and this time, he has left and come back.
Come back.
I can stop those. It was still playing on our laptop, it wasn't playing on the video, so we'll have to try to on and off with it. Who cares?
On and off appears to be working.
I think it was at 111. There we go. Walking to the back elevators.
Yes.
Sweatpants, shoes, that's what I had, sweatshirt.
Yes.
last one we saw was from 11 at night, November 16th. Now, we've passed midnight. To the parking garage.
To the park. Okay.
So it's leaving the building. Whatever happens at Valero happens in about 30 minutes or something. And now to the next video. We are November 17th. Well, now we're at 4:48. So leaving the building at 2:41. Valero happens after the 3 o'clock hour.
Correct.
And now back to. That one before it was perfect. There you go. We know that car, don't we?
That's the car we located. That's also a car video. The keys cooking with the damage.
Copy. Let me get some yellow there.
Okay. Gary, something.
And if we back it up just for a second. And now, November. Only 32 minutes away from our kids.
Yep.
Let me stop for a second.
Possibly 10, 15 minutes.
And let me say, it's actually captured here, leaving the garage. Starts first this way. By Mercedes leaving the Crosstown building 37 minutes before the homicide. Is that correct?
Correct.
From these videos, y'all developed a couple of, or more than a couple, still shots, is that correct?
Yes.
Put it down for this one already, what time of this is?
This is a photo of Mercedes-Benz with the damage to the battery.
Thank you. We can enter that down as a state sense under exhibit.
Okay.
This is a picture of white face things with the dent to the rear passenger side. Your market is exhibit number 54.
And this is, what is this? Yeah, that's a state sense under exhibit.
Okay.
This is a picture of the back of a Ford white Ford Expedition will mark this is exhibit number 55.
That's for sure.
This is a photo of Justin Johnson on the elevator in the Crosstown Concourse. He has the Bass Pro hat on, the black hoodie, with sweats with the logo, the black shoes, the white soles. I also see a distinctive tattoo on his hand.
And does he in fact have those tattoos on his hands?
Yes.
We offer that evidence as state sense under exhibit.
Okay.
This is a picture of Justin Johnson on an elevator cut.
$56 for jury. I asked you if this is in fact he has his hand. Justin Johnson.
This is also a photo of Crosstown from the video still shot. Justin Johnson carrying a little backpack he has his daughter with him. He appears to be on the phone. You still can see the tattoo on his hand with the Bass Pro Shop hat, black hoodie, gray sweats, black shoes.
And this is when he's leaving about 37 minutes before the murder.
This is a picture of defendant Justin Johnson with the same clothing on, a black sweatshirt, gray sweats, black and white shoes with the Bass Pro hat on, holding the backpack with little girl with him.
Okay.
Little Martin exhibit number 57.
Almost done with you, okay? You mentioned something earlier that green where it's blurry, but better in the still shots.
Okay.
These two photographs.
The photo at Makita's cookie shop on Airways, where you have two suspects running away back to the white Mercedes. You can also see suspect at the same blue underwear showing.
You mentioned when we watched the Haven Court 2-lane videos about seeing the Bass Pro suspects underwear, is that right?
Correct.
And it having a blue look to it.
Yes.
And you mentioned about saggy pants.
Yes.
And can you see both of those things from the still shots from the murder video?
And see both.
Or this is collective exhibit.
No objection.
All right, got two seal photos. The first one is of two suspects with weapons running away from what they described as Peter's cookie shop towards a white Mercedes. One of the suspects' pants is saggy. The second photo is more apparent photo of the pants saggy with the blue underwear. Same suspects running away. Blue market is collected.
Let that to the jury. No. Cornelius in the Gap hoodie,
Yes.
talking to Cornelius's, or people around Cornelius.
He does.
Do y'all get in possession of Cornelius's cell phone?
We do.
Do y'all tag that into evidence?
We did.
And do y'all submit that to your people for whatever analysis they can do?
Yes.
And among those people, is that Jesse Browning and Michael Gardner?
That is.
We're here. Just call video crosstown,
Yes.
Mercedes, expedition, 2-lane apartments,
Yes.
interested in arresting Justin. Is there a citywide manhunt for him?
It was.
Is he found?
He's later found. Yes. Yeah.
In Indianapolis. Interested in Justin Johnson's phone?
We were.
You're interested in the phone he had with him at the time of the murder?
Yes.
Was that found with him or with somebody else?
That was. I believe that was found with someone else.
And in fact, was it found with his brother Jamarcus?
Marcus. Yes. Yes.
And did y'all talk to Jamarcus?
We did.
And did Jamarcus turn that phone over to y'all?
We did.
And did y'all give that phone to your phone people,
We
Jesse
did.
Brown and Michael Gardner?
We did.
Okay. I forgot to ask you about one crosstown video. Okay, so this is out of order, but asking the questions about Mr. Johnson leaving town, it reminded me.
Yes.
Okay. November 17th, 7 hours after the murder. Outside's almost impossible to see because you're so far away, but individual's going to arrive in an entirely different car. This is not the Expedition or the Mercedes. This is that middle ground between the parking garage and the building. And with the lights and stuff blurred and everything, things become clearer when we walk in the building. I'm in the yellow hoodie now, right?
Yellow hoodie, correct.
We saw that Haven Court in 2 lanes, and
We did.
I don't know if you could tell from that video or if it will show, but no longer in the shoes. Is that correct? And some slides.
Yes. Yes.
And now we're at 8 p.m., approximately 8 hours after the murder. Bags packed. Films or whatever.
Yes.
Next time we see him in person is arrested in Indianapolis.
Yeah, yes.
He had Detective Browning subpoena and obtain some of his social media.
It was.
In Indianapolis, are y'all able to obtain images that he posts to social media?
They were. From home.
And murder weapons ever found?
No.
Big Jook. His name came up in this, is that correct?
That's correct.
I think someone has testified to this already, but Big Jook is now deceased. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Since he's deceased, he cannot be prosecuted.
Right.
Hernandez Govan?
It's another name.
That's all the questions, Judge.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this one, Sean. So I'm walking out, I'll be back at 4:05.
Court stands in recess.
So we just gonna finish off with the YSL trial.
Got to meet y'all? I got you.
And wait, one more. So the media ain't necessarily crap to tell it.
That's what I was impressed about. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. So I feel like once again, you kind of going in the wrong direction. You said you gonna come down here and be honest about shit. I'm being honest. You wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Kokomo, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, let it play.
So then we really ain't got much to talk about. This shit is on you. It ain't on me. So y'all wanna talk about other cases?
Okay, let's talk about that. In the beginning of that clip, Investigator Gaither is confronting you and saying she's got phone. And she's telling you that she knows you weren't home all night.
Yes.
And you say to her, that was a lie. You claiming you were being honest was a lie.
Yes.
You said, I promise I wasn't there. That was a lie. Said to you, y'all want to talk to me, that's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves, because this is what's going to FUCK y'all. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves. What did you take that to mean?
Fuck everybody.
Say it one more time.
Fuck everybody.
What's that mean?
I told you, like, I was just really making, like, at first I was making up stuff as I was going. Really was told anyway.
Okay. And so when you say F everybody, you're taking that opportunity to save yourselves as it's time to start talking about other people.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say right after she said it's time to kill your time to save yourselves? Isn't it true that you looked at Investigator Gaither and said, so y'all want to talk about other cases?
Yes.
Right after lying about your own case, you wanted to talk about other cases.
Cases that I had already heard during my preliminary.
Three. That man guns out of Tunk's hands. And I'm not saying he had a gun, but you made it clear that Moontung did not have a gun, did not do the shooting. Okay? And you view that as helping him.
At the time.
At the time. Okay? And after lying and saying you weren't there, the story you told managed to add someone else into the car. Correct?
Yes.
Shannon.
Yes.
And that story took the gun out of your hand and put it in Shannon's hand, correct?
Yes.
So you could say, hey, I wasn't shooting it all that day. I'm not the bad guy. That was Shannon.
Yes.
In fact, you told the police, you went so far as to tell the police that Antonio Sledge said to you, we don't shoot up houses. That's what they do. Remember saying that?
Yes.
Remember Investigator Dennis laughing at you when you said that?
Yes. I don't remember laughing, but I remember saying that.
The reality, Mr. Zachary, on April 28th, 2015, 3 guys were upset. We'll just speak for you, were high, and did something really stupid. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Those 3 guys were yourself, Demekion Garlington, and Mr. Sledge.
Yes.
Demekion Garlington was upset because he got jumped in the club.
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be?
You were upset because they were shooting at your girlfriend
Cousin, really, yeah.
and your cousin. And the ballistics from that scene, as you've come to know,
I'm
and
going to object based on hearsay because this witness's information about ballistics from the scene would only be based on hearsay.
it was,
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd ask that
his
Mr.
knowledge.
Sharp.
Talk at the same time,
it
please.
was in his knowledge when he stated, and that's what's important.
Ms. Love.
Question was about the ballistics on the scene, not what he believed, but he specifically stated the ballistics on the scene. That would be based on hearsay, and anything that he is eliciting from this witness about ballistics based on the scene, unless he has a way of having personal knowledge beyond hearsay, it's based on hearsay.
Your gun,
Now, you
Uh,
respond. Are you
I'll just move on.
changing- Okay, great.
your gun, the gun that you had, the gun that you were arrested with on May 5th or 7th, 2015, ejected shell casings on that scene, correct?
Objection. It is.
Overruled.
Did the over because he said no. So it's answered.
Well, overruled.
You remember in that clip I just played when you said, so y'all don't want to talk about other cases?
Yes.
Okay. The truth is, in this interview, You went on to talk about the shooting of a house where the mother of a rapper named Lucci lived, correct?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Okay. Is that, in your mind, is that a big case? Was that a publicized case?
I don't remember,
Is
but
that a case that the police were interested in?
yes,
Okay. And you ended up speaking to the police about that case.
yes.
You ended up
Because
telling lies to the police about that case.
answer and explain, yes, because I had the gun. I keep telling y'all all this came out at my preliminary hearing.
Okay. So you were trying to get ahead of that case because you were aware that the gun you were arrested with would match that scene as well.
Yes,
One of those other cases that you wanted to talk about was Donovan Thomas.
yes,
Okay. You, in your understanding, that was a big case.
yes,
That was the type of case that the police are interested in.
yes,
That's the type of case that if you give information about that case, it can help you get a bond.
Objection, speculation.
Staying.
In his mind, we have to look at his mind state when he's giving these statements. That's his bias and motivation.
That wasn't the question.
Sustained.
Okay. That's the type of case if you give information can get you leniency for shooting up houses.
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
that's what I thought at the time.
As you sat in that meeting, you believed that giving up information about as many of these cases as you could would be good for you.
But like, yes, but if you the gun is
I understand.
yes, yes,
It was a dual purpose. You wanted to give information to get consideration, but you also were trying to clear yourself from the cases that involved the gun you were arrested.
yes,
Either way, this desire to help yourself caused you to tell a bunch of lies on August 5th, 2015, didn't it?
I told them I lied.
Is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay, that information. Whoa. Okay. Let's talk about the April 28th. Actually. Your Honor, at this time, I have some certified convictions that I'd like to admit.
Okay, show them to Ms. Lee.
And Your Honor, for the record, if there's extraneous papers, I would like to just discuss that when we have a moment, but I'm not suggesting that. There may be extraneous papers in there.
Okay. And I believe I've said this before, but if all of the attorneys could, to the extent possible, inform the other side before that day's trial, what evidence you intend to use, it would make things go faster. And I know sometimes you just think all of a sudden, no, I want to use this exhibit, but for the ones you know you're probably going to use, please let the other side look at them beforehand. Okay.
The state has no objection to DS 49 and DS 49, the last two, and on DS 50, the last 4 pages.
All right. And so I'm not following, are y'all, okay. All right. Well, then it's.
So with the exception of the last 2 on DS 49 and the last 4 pages on DS 50, they have information that is.
Okay, but they're
Honor.
not going to get published anyway. Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to admit DS 49, which is the certified conviction, State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 15 SC 138994.
No objection,
All right. That's admitted and is
with the exception of those
Is-
2 pages.
minus the last 2 pages. And is this the one you referenced as 49Y prior, or is this a different?
No,
No, state reference.
the state referenced it as 509Y.
Oh, okay.
509Y.
All right. Well, I had written down a DS 49Y
That was
previously,
his.
but that's not what this is, right? This is just 49, DS 49.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, it's admitted minus the last 2 pages.
And also, Your Honor, I would move to admit what's been marked as DS 50, which is a certified conviction, State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 19 SC 165123.
Okay, minus the last 4 pages, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's also admitted.
And there's no objection from the state.
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Going back to the April 28th, 2015 case, Mr. Zachary, we already talked about how you were charged by Investigator Gaither.
Yes,
And Demekion Garlington was charged in
yes,
July 2015,
yes,
and Antonio Sledge was charged.
yes,
Okay, Shannon Stillwell, and you went to court with these people, and this case went through the system, correct?
yes.
Shannon Stillwell was never charged by the police for the
Objection,
April
Your Honor,
28th.
relevance and 403, and I can approach with the reason. I don't want to say it out loud.
Coming up.
Thank you. All right. I agree. I think you said that you were aware that Investigator Gaither charged Demekion Garlington, yourself, and Antonio Sledge for April 28th.
Yes.
Okay. Investigator Gaither never charged Shannon Stillwell, did she?
They never charged him. I brought up his name.
Okay. All right. And this case, and I think it's right, was indicted by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
May.
it was indicted on November 13th, 2015?
Yes.
Okay. And that would have been, November 13th, 2015 would have been 2 months and 8 days after you gave this statement. It's claiming that Shannon Stillwell was there.
I guess.
Okay.
That's how long it would have been.
All right. No, actually, I'm wrong. 3 months and 8 days.
I guess.
Okay. Did the district attorney's office, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, ever charge in this indictment Shannon Stillwell with the events of April 28th, 2015?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that question. The indictment speaks for itself and period.
Sustained.
The people charged were you, Antonio Sledge, and Demekion Garlington, correct?
Yes.
May I approach?
You may.
You're aware that this April 28th, 2015 incident is alleged as an overt act in this case, in this indictment, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's one relevant to anything.
Sustained.
Okay. Do you know if in this indictment, Shannon Stillwell is even accused of the April 28th, 2015 shootings?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. 9 years have passed since the shooting of Mr. Bennett, YFN Lucci, his mother's house. Okay.
Yes.
And in 9 years, 9 years have passed since you gave this statement to the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of Shannon Stillwell ever being charged for that crime based on your word?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
All right. We're going to move on to what you said about the Donovan Thomas case back in 2015, right?
Okay.
And I know that you've said it's lies, correct?
Yes.
You actually gave 2 statements to the police about these, all of these things. You met with the police on August 5th, 2015 with Gaither, Dennis, and Thorpe, correct?
Yes.
And then as the state brought out, you also had a proffer session set up by your attorney, correct?
But I didn't know nothing about.
Okay, to your understanding, did your attorney set that up?
I never knew until I got there.
Okay,
That's why we had I think it's supposed to be something happened behind that or something. I never heard nothing else about it after the fact.
To your understanding, was the purpose for you to give information on other people to try to get leniency on your case?
I told you I don't even know like what that was. Like I never even like to be honest, like that wasn't even my lawyer at the time.
Okay.
So that's how I don't know. Though I told you something supposed to happen behind.
Well, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, you were still in jail, correct?
Yes.
Still wearing a blue jumpsuit, correct?
Yes.
And March 3rd, 2017, it was no different than August 5th, 2015. You wanted out, correct?
Yes.
You were still facing the same charges.
Yes.
All right. You've testified, or strike that. The state asked you about two different statements you gave, right?
Yes.
About 2 years in between, or a year and a half in between.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been asked about what you said about Shannon, my client, allegedly confessing to you.
Yes.
Mr. Zachary, you would agree that the truth never changes, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. It's just vague and bowstring and
Overruled.
You would agree the truth never changes?
Yes.
You would agree that if you tell a true story on different days, that story should not change.
objection, vague, improper.
Overruled.
Man, I ain't.
Answer my question, and you would agree that if you tell a true story on two different days, that truth should not change.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 41D, which is August 5th, 2015 statement. Evidence reviewer 25115 to 25145. And Mr. Kokomo, if you could pull it up but not play it yet.
Is this DNS and Delta?
DS,
Okay.
yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
Not
sorry, the
DS.
back, yes, Delta, thank you,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
DS. Which one? DS.
DS 41 Delta.
Thank you.
And,
State has no,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say state has no objection.
All right.
Okay. And Mr. Zachary, in these interviews, they asked you about where and when this confession occurred, correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Kokomo, could you publish DS 41 Delta?
All right, and it is admitted.
Where were you guys when Shannon was telling you this, and what day was it? Same day or the day after?
Same night. Shannon, I walking through. I had just walked me and Mooks when I just pulled up at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon finna go to her house. And all the bullets were going out the gun. Like, he like, we ain't got no guns. They see Mooks some gun.
Right.
Mooks had a little handgun. They
Mm-hmm.
see Mooks some gun and go to the store. Mooks say, wait, I ain't got no bullet. And that when Shannon started talking.
Now, Mr. Zachary, as I understand your testimony today, in court now, under oath.
I think when I first got there, Shannon went down.
Okay. However, in this statement that you gave August 5th, 2015, you told the police that you pulled up with Moontunk and you saw Shannon when you arrived.
Oh, man, go ahead, answer. Man, they know them were lies. Well, how long ago that was? Man, every lies.
I understand, but I'm asking, that's what you said on August 5th. That was the
Yes.
lie you told.
Yes,
Okay. And the lie you told was Shannon said he was about to go to a girl's house, correct?
yes.
Meaning Shannon had not gone to a girl's house yet. He was about to go.
You say that would happen?
No, I'm saying
Meaning-
that's what you told
Yeah,
the police.
meaning.
And you told the police when Shannon was about to go to the girl's house, that's when you started talking and he confessed.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I would ask, I move to admit DS 37B, which is from the March 3rd, 2017 interview, from 3418 to 3438.
Admitted.
And permission to publish.
You may.
And supposedly everybody went back to Doug's condo on 10th Street.
When my that with me, Doug, yeah, and that. Shannon had them came later that morning though. But when we found out Nook died, then my right there with me, Shannon, yeah. Munson had pulled up too, because he had heard, he called her, he pulled up.
Okay. So in that clip on March 3rd, 2017, you were asked about when you pulled up, right?
Yes.
To the condo. And you said the only people there were Yak, Thug, and Dolly. Correct?
Yes.
And that Shannon didn't show up until later that morning.
They told you that. Yes.
You told them that Shannon was not there when you arrived at Jeffrey's condo.
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit DS 38B, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview from 1545 to 1609. Permission to publish.
Like,
Who was with you at the condo when Monton called and said?
me, Doug, yeah, Dolly. Yeah, Dolly, and he was Doug girlfriend.
Where was Shannon?
Him and Demetrius was some girl. Dropped him off at the condo
Later on?
about right 4 9 time, like 4 5 in the morning.
4, 5 in the morning. That's
Okay. And that clip, that second clip from March 3rd, 2017, again, you say that Yak, Dolly, Thug, and you were at the condo.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And you were specifically asked, where's Shannon?
Yeah.
And you told, did you recognize that voice as the person who asked you?
Dennis.
Okay. And you told the police and the DAs that were sitting in that meeting that Shannon was with some girls with Demetrius.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up to Jeffrey's condo until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Told you that, yeah.
I'm going to, Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 39A, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview, 1815 to 1833.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may, and I'm sorry, did you say 38 or 39?
39A.
Okay.
If Demetrius and Shannon came in at what, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, where y'all been at for the last 7, 8 hours?
It was some girl, that was dropped, I'm saying, that was dropped off at the studio.
What girl?
I don't know them, girl from Canterbury.
That's what they told you?
We saw the girl.
Right, but
Okay. In that clip, Dennis is asking about Shannon again, correct?
Yes.
And he changed it. You had already told him 4 or 5. He changed it to 3 or 4, and you corrected him and said, no, they didn't show up till 4 or 5 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
And you said they were with girls, right?
Yes.
And Dennis tried to say, oh, that's what they told you. And you told him you saw the girls,
Yes.
okay? And because you, in fact, did see the girls that night.
Yes.
When
that
the-
morning.
Right, that morning, thank you. When Shannon and Demekion showed up at 4 or 5 a.m. And they were girls from Mechanicsville.
I don't know where they were from for real.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to admit DS39E Echo into evidence, and that's also from the March 3rd, 2017, from 3644 to 3719.
Admitted.
And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
That morning, yeah.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car,
Just said we called down there.
all right, that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we called it down there.
All right, well, he said that he ran across Nut that night,
Yeah.
right? And he said he was with, Yak,
He
Nard.
said we were with Deacon, I told him.
Okay, so
Okay. So that is where you're telling the lie on Shannon in the 2017 interview, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, I understand it's a lie, but let's talk about the details that you gave there in that clip. Shannon told you we caught Nut down bad when he got there that morning, correct?
He ain't tell me that.
No, I'm saying that's what you told the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting that. That's what you told the police
Yes.
after he got dropped off by the girls.
Yes.
And in fact, you're the person who let him in the condo when the girls dropped him off, correct?
Yes.
Because you need a card to get into the condo and you had to go down and let them in, and that's how you saw the girls.
Yes.
And in 2017, your claim was Shannon told you after he got back from the girls' house.
Yes.
All right, so let's review. You would agree from 2015 to 2017, your story about the circumstances of this supposed confession changed.
Yes.
August 5th, you claim that Shannon tells you after asking you for a gun or asking Moontooth for a gun so he can go see girls. Right?
Yes.
2017, you're claiming Shannon confessed. You're claiming you never saw Shannon that night when you arrived. And you're claiming Shannon confessed after he returns, after he's been dropped off by the girls, which you saw.
Yes.
Both lies,
I told you they were lying.
but the lies changed, didn't they?
Yes, I ain't even remembering. You see, they were saying and I.
The truth doesn't change, but lies change, correct?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, when you told that second version of the lie, did any of the investigators, did any of the district attorneys sitting up there with you say, hold on, Mr. Zachary, back in 2015, you said this, now you're saying this. Explain why it changed. Did anyone
Objection, compound.
Did anyone ask for clarification of why your story had changed?
No.
Okay, let's talk about what Mr. Stillwell, again, it's a lie, but what your lies were, what he supposedly confessed to, okay? Okay, we're going to talk about that next. All right. Your Honor, I move to admit DS 41C, which is from the August 5th, 2015 interview, 249:30 to 249:51.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
Nothing, man. So, do you remember the exact words that Shannon told you as far as what happened? Yeah. I said, caught nigga nut down bad. You said we caught the nigga nut down bad. Yeah. Like me, yeah. Do what?
Okay. In August 5th, 2015, the lie you gave was that Shannon said we caught the N nut down bad, right?
Yes.
And the lie also, you also added to that lie by saying Shannon told you that it was him, Yak, Nard, and Duop in the car, correct?
Yes.
And as Ms. Love has brought out in direct examination, you also claim that Shannon gave you all sorts of details about the incident. That was the lie you told in 2015.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move to admit DS 39E Echo, which is from March 3rd, 2017.
No
from
objection.
3644 to 3719.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
Okay.
And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
Morning, yeah.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car.
Just said we caught him down bad.
All right, that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we caught him down bad.
All right, well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, didn't he? Right, and he said he was with, Yak,
He didn't
Nard.
tell me why he would be when I told him.
Okay, so
Okay. Mr. Zachary, you just saw that clip?
Yes.
Okay, on March 3rd, 2017, when you were being questioned by law enforcement, you told a lie. And you said that Shannon said, we caught Nut down bad.
Yes.
And law enforcement asked for clarification about what else he said. And they said he told you who he was in the car with, right?
Yes.
And you told law enforcement, no, Shannon didn't tell me who he was in the car with. Demekion told me.
Yes.
Okay, that your story about what Shannon said to you changed
Yes.
from August 5th, 2015 to March 3rd, 2017.
Yes.
August 5th, he's given all these details. March 3rd, 2017, he just says, we caught someone down bad, and you get the details from someone else.
Yes.
Okay? Your Honor, I move to admit DS 40D, which is
objection from the
for the
state.
March 3rd, 2017, 259:23 to 259:46. Ms. Kokomo, if you'll play that when you get it up. Oh, and this is just an audio clip, Your Honor.
all right, so that was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what?
For the Shannon?
No, the Shannon.
For the video,
Shannon's who's in for
That's right. You said.
the video show you the whole entire starting lineup.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do.
Could you hear that?
No.
Okay. Can you play it any louder, Mr. Kokomo?
And if that doesn't work, he might be able to plug those headphones into that laptop.
Oh.
Or maybe not.
Ms. Pursfield didn't seem to have a lot of faith in me doing it correctly.
Perseverance the closest thing we have to IT.
Yes,
so we'll go with what she thinks.
Mr. Kokomo's saying we can play it loud.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know about the seating arrangements. Weird, I feel like it's like I'm like at the United Nations over here.
And Mr. Kokomo, it's 259:23. He's trying to pull it up on evidence
I
review.
think that part was the part that was
Right.
relevant.
Perfect.
I got mad about it, yeah, but one of them told me don't get out the car, I ain't get out the car.
Who's that guy right there? You recognize him?
That dude walk look like, yeah.
All right, so that was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what?
For the Shannon?
No,
For
the
the Shannon?
Shannon.
For the video,
Shannon's who's in for
That's
Shannon.
right. You said.
Did you hear them ask, who told you who was in the car?
Yes.
And they said, who told you, Shannon?
I said, yeah.
And you said,
No,
no,
yeah.
Demetrion. Okay. So the clip in 2015, the lie you told in 2015 was Shannon confessed and told you everything, right?
Yes.
Lie you told in 2017, Shannon confessed, says we caught Nut down bad, and Demetrion says who's in the car.
He ain't say nut. I think I said he said nigga or something.
Okay. All right, N-word down bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way,
It was a lie.
2015 to 2017, the lie changed. Not only the circumstances surrounding this quote unquote confession, but what was said in the quote unquote confession changed
Yes.
over 2 days, on 2 different days, 2 different tellings of the story.
Yes.
The fact that what you were claiming Shannon told you to these law enforcement and DAs on March 3rd, 2017, did any of them say, hold on, Mr. Zachary? Back in 2015, you told us this. Now you're telling us this. Explain it. Did anyone ask you to explain it?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about pattern that's emerging here. April 28, 2015, you don't want to implicate yourself, right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble. You want to distance yourself from those shootings, right?
Objection compound.
Sustained.
You don't want to put yourself at the scene,
Yes.
but you still want to give information to the police to get out of jail.
Yes.
Okay, and your first instinct, the very first thing you did is say, I wasn't there, but someone confessed to me what happened, right?
Yes.
And that confession was wholly made up. It was a lie. That confession never occurred.
Yes. It never.
Okay. Investigators bring up the Donovan Thomas case. In that same interview, you say, I wasn't there, but I have information that can maybe get me some help, right?
Yes.
Get me out of jail, get me leniency.
Yes.
And it was a confession that someone just told you. That's the
Yes.
information you had.
Your Honor, these are asked and answered.
Sustained.
That was a lie,
Your Honor, asked and answered.
Sustained.
completely made up.
Asked and answered.
Let's talk about these lies that you told, how they worked out for you.
Your Honor, and I, with respect to the commentary, I object.
Sustained.
You said you were facing, what was it, 190,
189.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay. You pled guilty to that 2015 case in what, 2017?
Late
Objection
2017.
asked and answered.
Late 2017.
Late 2017, and you were,
I was
out of those 189 years, how much time did you end up serving?
like 28 months in Rice Street, but I have another case I will find too.
Right. And you ended up getting 28 months, actually 27 months in Rice Street sentence for the shooting case and the gun case, correct?
Nah, I had beat the gun, but they ain't never
Whatever that case is.
what case? This
19
one here?
SC. Oh, you're talking about their federal case.
Nah, you say I had like 4 file open cases at the time.
Okay. The bottom line is, we just talking about this one case, facing, in your mind, 189 years. You get 27 months.
But I still had other cases too.
And were they wrapped into the 27 months?
Nah, it was separate.
Okay. So you got 27 months for that shooting case. You got to go home as soon as you pled, right? As soon as they released you from jail, you got credit for time served, release time served, right?
No, I said Rice Street I got credit for time served in court, but I still had 6 more.
6 more months, then you got to go home.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're on probation.
Yes.
Mr. Zachary, you've admitted to buying a gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
Yes.
You've admitted to being in possession of guns that were on the scene of multiple shootings,
Yes.
okay? You admitted to being present and making a video with Antonio Sledge threatening to shoot Shell Cal.
Yes.
Okay. You admitted to posing in a picture. Oh, that video with Antonio Sledge,
Yeah.
that's part of this indictment, correct?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Foundation.
He doesn't know, he doesn't know.
Foundation.
You admitted to posing in a picture with gun pointed at the camera You don't know?
Sustained.
Okay. Were you ever put on this indictment?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Foundation.
Were you ever charged under this indictment?
Nah, they knew they ain't never wanted to charge me.
Okay. So you were facing 189 years.
Objection.
You served 27 months and then left off this.
Objection. Ask the judge.
Yes.
You would agree that the lies you told back in 2015 and 2017, it worked out pretty well for you, didn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. Improper question bolstering.
Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I never took no plea even when they were offering. I never took no plea.
I understand.
And I got right out and met with Shannon lawyer and told him I was lying. Like,
Was that me?
no, he had another lawyer.
Okay.
But I never, even my last case I just caught, they were offering pleas for, I was locked up 4-5 months. They offering pleas to my upcoming cases. I never knew what they were. I never took no plea. I said 4 more years, even when they were offering me time served.
Okay.
I never wanted to take no plea to go home. I was just young at the time. And as I learned,
The truth is, Mr. Zachary, that you did lie and you didn't want to be here today.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Okay. You didn't want to be here today because you knew these lies were going to come out.
no, I wanted to be here. That way I can clear the lies up. Like, I've been trying for years. This ain't that new. As his old lawyer, I've been trying to clear them up. This ain't new. They know that.
You're up.
I never knew about the attorney until he showed up while I was in the hospital.
Okay.
I
But
guess.
that is correct.
Yes.
Okay.
For anything done while he wasn't in here considering.
Gay Love wanted to remind your attorney
Objection,
that
Your
you're on
Honor,
20 years
that is
probation.
not relevant, and that is improper, and Mr. Sharp knows that.
Sustained.
I have no further questions.
All right. Any other defense counsel have questions?
Thank you, Mr. Said.
All right. How long's your questioning going to be? Hours plural or? Okay, well, let's get started. Yes, we can. And actually, are there any other defense counsel who are going to have questions for this witness? No?
I'm
No?
gonna have questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know how long yours is going to take?
It's never very long, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, let's take a break and then let's do the shorter questioning and then we'll go from there, see where we are. Okay. As in you are going to decide. Try to make this a quick break.
She didn't rush love to do anything, and The defense should take their time. I wouldn't rush. I don't know how long I'm gonna be questioning this person. Love act like she got ADHD.
Regarding the last line of questioning by Mr. Sharp, when the state objected based on the beginning of his question, and Mr. Sharp asked the question that he did, are you aware that the district attorney
I knew she was gonna say something. Oh, Lord.
your attorney that you face 20 years of probation is improper that has come up? And I would ask court to remind counsel that those types of, that's not an appropriate line of questioning. It's not a relevant line of questioning. And it's just an attempt to essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel. And I don't think that that is proper, at least not the question that he asked.
Your Honor, I wasn't casting aspersions on opposing counsel. I was casting aspersions on what opposing counsel did. I couldn't
Same
believe.
thing, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I couldn't believe it when I was in court the other day, and a DA is sitting there talking to, in open court, to the attorney of a witness, and is open. I mean it. And my thing is, she knows why she said it.
Yeah.
That message was to be relayed to to Quindaria Zachary. That's the only reason it would be said in open court. And I assume that Mr. Scheib, in his short tenure as attorney for Mr. Zachary, conveyed that message, because that message was made clear, and Scheib was not needs to testify according to the state. Mr. Scheib's not the one on probation. Mr. Zachary is. So yes, when the state says to about a stateness to their attorney open court, I perjury and will revoke his probation, whatever was said, I would rely on the transcript. Yeah, I assume that message has been relayed to the witness, and I do believe it was intimidation. I'm not going to sit here and say it's witness intimidation and all that. I'm not saying that, Judge. What I'm saying is intimidating in a close lay term sense. It was sent, and I wanted to see if he received the message, because that is relevant to his bias and motive in testifying.
Your Honor, Mr. Sharp knows that, number one, all of the things that he's representing as being said weren't said, and he still knows that that was an improper question to place before this witness. And to the extent that any of the witness to ask the witness, was he aware of something that was said outside of his presence, Mr. Sharp has no good faith basis for asking the witness a question. It is not relevant whether or not the witness's attorney, some other person, was told that his client should not commit perjury. And I don't think all of what Mr. Sharp said was even what was actually said. But the question, the witness, was not a proper question. It was just an attempt to paint a lie to the jury that someone is trying to intimidate Shannon's lawyers. And Mr. Scheib is talking to Mr. Stillwell's lawyer, and Mr. Scheib is representing. So the idea that somehow the state is trying to intimidate a witness is ludicrous when this happening is improper, and he knows it's improper. And I would ask that the court keep him from making those types of false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
Note, Your Honor, that not one time when Mr. Zachary was on the stand did I claim that Miss Love intimidated him. I never used the word intimidate in front of the jury. I'm talking about What I said was, are you aware? And that Miss Love talked about your, I can't quote directly, but talked about you're still on 20 years probation, which was said. I don't even independently know how many years probation is. The only reason I know is because Miss Love said it in open court. So everything was factual. And, I think it's relevant when a DA is saying, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with Miss Love. If people are difficult witnesses, we all didn't judge what she said or how she said it. All I'm saying is it was said. And I wanted to know if he got that message, because that message was clearly intended for him. It wasn't intended for Dennis Scheid.
Well, I'm not sure that's true, because at the time, I don't think they had yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So it's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Weinstein.
Good evening, Mr. Zachary.
Hey,
Can you hear me okay?
hey, how you?
I can call him Diamante Kendrick. You know him as Yak, right? I'll just call him Yak when I'm having this conversation with you so that there's not any confusion, all right? You remember when you met Mr. 14? Does that
Yes.
sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know, Yak isn't from Cleveland Avenue, right?
No.
So Yak is from Miami.
Yes.
And Yak wasn't a member of Rock Crew.
No.
But he is an artist. He does rap, correct?
Yes.
He writes music, right?
Yes.
He sings,
Yes.
he raps. And he's with the YSL record label. Let's go back to 2015. Mr. Sharp talked about that some already. Let's return then to back in that summer of 2015. You testified that you were a drug user back then, right?
Yes.
And that at the time of that interview, August 5th, 2015, and I guess preceding that, you'd been going through withdrawal, right?
Yes.
But one of the things that you said on direct was that you can't put a guy with autism and ADHD in an interview room and expect him to tell the truth. You remember saying that?
Can't. I remember saying it though.
Okay. So you think people with autism can't tell the truth?
I mean, yes, but the tension and it kind of.
Are you blaming your lying on your autism?
I'm blaming my state of mind in that interview on my. I'm blaming what I said in the interview on my mind.
On your mind.
It's not my heart.
But folks with ADHD, they're capable of telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not the autism and the ADHD that made you lie in that room, right?
No.
It was you trying to save yourself, correct?
Yes, I said that.
Okay. Today, as you sit here, you're a grown man, right?
Yes.
You take responsibility for your actions, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you talk to the police, when you talk and you testified, you thought, F everybody else, right?
I did wrong. Yes.
And including everybody else, F Yak, F my client.
I was especially wrong for that.
Yeah, especially wrong for that because he's sitting right over there right now on trial, right?
He never showed me nothing but like love.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you. And you testified today that you love Garlington. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And you also testified previously, earlier today. Are you okay, Mr. Zachary?
I got headaches. I'm okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to speak a little quieter and I don't want to make
It's
it.
okay. I give them. It's okay.
Do you need any
Or anything?
No, I'm good. I'll give.
Okay. If the question testified that you love Garlington, right?
Yes.
And earlier you testified that you tested also that you want to name folks. You don't want to lie on folks from Cleveland Avenue, right?
Yes.
And Yak's not from Cleveland Avenue. So you can lie. Right?
Yes.
And that play was to name Shannon and Yak as being involved in the murder or not.
It really wasn't like.
Yeah. But in that interview, you lied And you said that Yak was involved in the murder of Donovan Thomas. You told the cops that.
I lied.
You lied. And when you lied and you told them that, they didn't dive in and ask you details of that at all, did they?
No.
They just took that and they went with it, correct?
Yes.
No further questions about that. And you remember testifying that you're cool with Copeland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're cooler with are you cooler with Copeland than you were with Yak?
I don't even remember. But
Okay.
Copeland,
Well,
I met Copeland first, so.
Yeah. And you testified that you didn't hang out much with Yak back then. You said you didn't hang out often. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. You also said, tell me if you remember testifying to this. Yak never told me nothing. You remember saying that?
He never.
Yak never told you he was involved in the Donovan Thomas murder.
No.
So you just made all that up.
Yes. I told y'all that. See, I don't know, like, if they ever got, but I done told my lawyer, like, when they came with deals and stuff, I was locked up, like, I was lying. Like, no, that's why I never took no plea or nothing. Like, I'm on probation, it got nothing to do with this or nothing.
I understand, but you're sitting here today, right?
Yes.
And my client Yak is sitting over there, right?
Yes.
And you're not on the indictment.
No.
So it worked out okay for you.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It didn't work out okay for Yak, did it?
No.
So you lied in 2015. In 2017, in your interview, you lied then too. But in that 2017 interview, you also said that you didn't believe those guys did it. You didn't believe Yak did it anymore. You remember that?
Objection, asked and answered.
In your 2017 interview, you said you didn't believe those guys, meaning Yak, Shannon, and the others, did it.
I'm gonna answer you and I'm gonna explain.
Go ahead.
Yes, because yes, I said that, but I had already like told the lawyer. That's why I told y'all like I don't know how I end up in there.
I understand. Thank you for
I
clarifying.
had been telling them like already that I was lying.
Yeah. And when they asked you who did it, you said that you thought Kenneth Copeland did it.
Yes.
But never mind. I withdraw my action on when they come in.
You told Dennis and Gaither that you thought Woody was the shooter.
Your Honor, objection as to mischaracterization and
He can answer yes, he told him that, or no, he didn't.
Is that the end of your objection?
yes.
Okay, overruled.
You told Dennis and Gaither that Woody was the shooter in your 2017
Okay.
interview.
Yeah, sustained on that.
Okay. Do you remember saying that?
Your Honor,
All right.
objection if he's what?
You said,
Yeah.
do you remember testifying? Do you remember in your interview in 2017 with Dennis and Gaither, do you remember saying one reason you thought Woody was the shooter, that y'all were calling him all day?
Well, I don't know about that.
I will
but-
withdraw the question. then.
Okay.
Okay. Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak
Objection,
tremendous amounts of
improper
problems?
question.
and-
Objection, improper. Speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
Have you testified truthfully to those questions that I've asked you?
Objection, bolstering.
Sustained.
Okay, I have no further questions for you.
All right.
Anybody else with quick, as in not several hours? Okay. I think this is a good time to break for the day. So, Mr. Zachary, will be back with us tomorrow at 9. I suspect that'll be your last day of testifying, but thank you for your continued attention and attentiveness during this trial. And I'm just going to remind you that you need to decide the case ultimately based only on the evidence here in the courtroom. And so please do not consult or watch or listen to or read any accounts having to do with this trial, whether that is online, on the television, on the radio, on social media, anything whatsoever. Don't discuss the case with anybody or allow them to discuss it with you. And remember to leave your notepads in the jury room, wear your name tags, and we'll see you at 9 in the morning. Thank you. So you can go escorted. And you know you're going to be using tomorrow with this witness. Go ahead and share it with the state. And I mean, I don't know whether he's going to take the whole day or not, but a witness or two lined up for tomorrow in the event before the end of the day.
Yes, we are going to go until from 9 to 5.
That's the plan, of course. A lot of days that doesn't happen.
Is the intention to go back to ADA Sprinkle when?
Good question.
And that day, we had to schedule it 2 weeks out.
And that's going to be tomorrow? Okay, so sounds like it might be some records. We finish all of them? Or do you know?
At this point, there may be some between that witness and Sprinkle, and I'll say this is.
Would those be?
There would be, and I need to get the names of them, but we have, with respect to some of the shootings that occurred that we've not on, some of the information that Mr. Zachary has talked about, we are going to talk about with other witnesses. So I'll get the names of those. I don't have that list in front of me.
Okay.
And some,
All right, yeah, just email the opposing counsel with it.
okay. And okay, we'll do that.
In your honor, I gave Mr. Kokumo gave the state a thumb drive. Is it planned on definitely tomorrow morning earlier, everybody, including, but for everybody, but I just want to get to state earlier.
All right.
Thank you. And your honor, if I might ask just to who day, or was that?
Thumb drive you referenced, I don't know, an hour or so ago. When you said there was a lot on it, and it's just really clips from the 2 interviews. That's really what the majority is.
Okay, he gave it to Ms. Knight, so
Okay.
I'll get it from
All
her.
right. So we good? All right, I will see everybody. Do you think we can do 9 or do you think we need to do 8:45? Because y'all will have come up with,
The court regarding, the the requirements for Mr. Zachary. I'd rather approach and not say it out loud, but it has to do with some of the monitoring.
okay,
Okay.
come on up. And anybody from the defense team can come up too.